Hello and welcome back to my redemption round at Alcyon Woods from the red tees. We're at hole 10, 396 foot par 4. I'm throwing my rock here, just trying to get something stable out there with that consistent right finish. And I turn it over a little bit, but get lucky and go around the trees. I actually threw it further than I wanted to. So this is a situation where my filming isn't great and I didn't frame it up right, but I'm throwing my Axiom theory. That's a bug right at you. Trying to get it up and over. And I do an okay job. This is actually just a hard place to be. It's further than you want to be, and you're kind of fighting through a bunch of trees. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know where I am in this. Oh, okay. So I'm just, I don't know, 20, 15 feet outside the circle. Dealing with some buggies. And this is better than last time when at least I have a look for birdie. See if I can sink a long putt here. Unfortunately, no. Didn't really give much of a chance, but I'll have a for funsies. Ooh, off the top. But I'll have a nice tap in par, which is pretty good with that errant tee shot, but skipping my Banger GT right back at me. Oh, that's my Banger GT. That's not my theory. Or is it? I don't know what this that was. This was a long time ago, like I said before. So as we move on to hole 11, 243 foot par 3. Again, my play on this is a thumber. Just throw it right at that tree on the right. Have it flex around everything. And I think that's great. If it's coming straight up and down, back towards the basket, that's exactly the line that I was looking for. So I end up about 10 feet long of the basket, but this hole for me is just kind of a spray and pray type hole. It's just hope for the best. I'm not really... I could be parked or I could be 20 feet away from the tee. But we come away with a birdie this time, so it's looking pretty good. We move on to hole 12. That is a 397 foot par 4. And again, I think the tee pad's not right here. I'm just trying to skip something around the corner and have a look at eagle. Honestly, it's a pretty short hole and pretty easy with the lefty backhand. And I pull the heck out of this. Just way off. Not feeling great about it. And so I have a long walk of shame from my camera all the way over there. But I did fight through a decent amount. It should be an easy kind of spike hyzer from where I am. I'm throwing my AVR X3, just trying to spike it next to the basket. And I juice it. Throw it straight over my camera and way past the basket. I just threw it way too hard. I way misjudged my distance. Which is, it happens. Oh. Just hit. Yeah, so I threw it way past where I was, near that little puddle. I am, so I'm going from an eagle attempt to an outside miss again, left side. So I'm going from, I'm going to go off the screen. Well, at least I'm aware in this moment. You go from an eagle look to a par. That's not ideal, but considering how poorly done my tee shot was, it's a good save. Good scramble. This is a 240 foot par 3, hole 13. I'm just throwing my theory just on an anhyzer, having to skip down there. The reason I'm saying I think it's my theory throughout this is because that disc isn't in my bag anymore. I was using it That's a bummer. But, you know, 15-foot miss. But that, like I was saying, the theory isn't in my bag anymore because it was just overlapping too much with the Mako. So, that stinks, but we get a par. Not losing any strokes at least. We move on to hole 4, 357 foot, par 4. I'm just trying to throw a very similar shot to hole 12, which is hopefully not as way far off. I threw it way inside, but I got a really good reaction off of that. And apparently I hit something weird. But I got a decent kick. You can't tell from the angle that I'm shooting this at, but there is a gap that's maybe a disc and a half wide that I have to aim for right in front of me in order to have any chance of getting up to the basket. And I hit it, which is why I had to throw it at such a steep anhyzer. And that disc will rarely ever catch edge, but it was coming in at such an angle, I had no choice. So, it's unfortunate. I'm pin high, I'm pretty far right. Hopefully I can convert for the birdie. But my putt hasn't been feeling great in general. It's been feeling great. It's feeling better since I recorded this round, but in this round specifically, it's not feeling super on. But I made a couple putts. Yeah, gotta collect yourself. Me and everyone. It's nice. Take a deep breath. Chill out. Take your time. Just slow. Didn't collect myself quite enough. I tap it out. I'm going back. Sometimes in these situations, it's nice when you're playing a casual round to go back and retake a putt like this that you know you can make, just to make it, because you know putting's all about confidence. So going back and making a putt that you know you have can kind of be the difference between coming away from a round. This round I'm doing pretty well as we move on to hole 15, 208. Coming back from a round where I'm doing pretty well and not feeling like I'm performing well, you know. But making that putt is great for your mental game. So I'm going to throw my AVR X3 on a hyzer around everything, and I throw it a little bit too far, flash the chains a little bit, honestly. But I end up pretty far to the right. In a similar position to the last round that I filmed here. Let's see if I can capitalize. I think I'm just outside the circle, probably. Maybe a little bit further than just outside. Probably similar distance to my last putt. And I bang it. And see, that's one of the reasons I think I made that putt this time was because I had just retaken that putt from before, and so I was confident enough to go for it. So there is no short tee yet on hole 16, so this is the 300-foot placement. So I'm playing from the blue tee. I'm throwing my T-bird, ripped that T-bird. I lost it on this hole, I think right after, maybe a round or two after I recorded this one, but it was the perfect shot for this hole. I don't know where that landed.
Didn't see where it landed.
Apparently I didn't see it at the time. But it's pretty good. This hole is very deceptive. It seems much closer than it is, so coming up short is honestly what happens a lot of times. It seems like you have to kind of steel yourself to throw it about 20 feet past the basket to park it. And right over the top. It's not ideal. Oh. Yeah, couldn't be bothered to figure out if I was still in frame or not, but I was, so it's all good. And honestly, even if it wasn't, I would have kept it in there, because that's rough. That was a good drive. I just overcommitted to the putt, to my first putt, and left me with a tester coming back. But, I mean, it happens. And what that means is that I committed to that first putt, which is good. So you got to come up with something good came out of that, I guess. That's the silver lining. Move on to hole 17, 488 foot, par 4. And I am throwing my theory this time. I know it. Just gonna kind of throw an Anheuser shot around everything. Ooh, hit a tree. This is the hardest hole on the course. I think getting a par here feels great for me. It's just there's so many trees. I'm throwing my V-Rock here. Hoping to get, just kind of throw it pretty hard and have it kind of drift to the left. But I throw it 2 nose up and it fades out at the end. But that's a bummer too. But no, I'm in position. I'm making forward progress. So if I can get something around this corner, throwing my justice here, just got to get something fully 90 degrees. The basket is basically straight in front of me the way I'm facing. So that looks like an okay. Just having taken a bogey on the last hole, I'm really trying to take a par on this one, but it doesn't look too likely. I'm pretty far outside the circle. I'm probably like 80 feet, maybe 100 feet out. And I have to go around all of those trees in front of me. But a 5 on this hole doesn't feel terrible. It's just a bummer having also just gotten a bogey on the last hole. And, you know, that was a good attempt. At best, it was a perfect layup. So, or at worst, it was a perfect layup. So, that feels nice. And I am doing great on this hole. But again, like, mentally, it doesn't feel like I've been doing great. This round is objectively better than the last one as I tap in that bogey. But I just don't feel it because of the last 2 bogeys. I'm feeling really bummed. But, you know, objectively, this is a better round. And I've been shooting way better. And I had that awesome birdie save on 8. So, you know, that's great too. As we move on to hole 18, final hole, 250 feet to freedom. Throwing my AVR X3. Just, gotta have it go down the hill and to the right. It's pretty slippery. It was pretty wet this day, which is why I'm wearing my boots. Itchy, and there's bugs everywhere. I just want to get this. I'm just ready to be done. 17 is such a hard hole also because it's the end of the round and you're just tired and it's so long. But here we go. It's time. Right through them. Got sneaky on that one. But I still faded out a little bit early. So I'm probably short outside the circle. Just outside. Alright. See if I can improve my circle 2 statistics. Yes. Got it. Ooh, turbo putt. That feels so good to end like that. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube stuff. And if not, I'm still going to put out videos, so whatever. Here's that turtle, and I'll see you on the next thing, everybody.
I almost stepped on him. Oops, sorry, guy. Going on to the next thing.